Hi, I'm Vincent Clark.
Hello, my name's Andy, and we're in a band called Erasure.
Our new album, Loveboat, lovingly recorded, is out now. We wrote the songs about 2 years ago. We started writing, and they were written, some in London, in Andy's flat in London. We just worked out some ideas in Spain as well. And once we had the melodies and the chord structures sorted out, then I arranged the songs at my studio in Chertsey, and Andy went away to write the lyrics. And it took us a while just to get we had to sort out a producer or someone to mix the record, and to get engineers involved. There are a couple of an engineer from Mute that we use called Ebby, and he worked with me in Chertsey to record the songs, and also went to Spain to do some vocals with Andy. And then the final stage was the mixing, which we did in Dublin. I
think the recording process gets easier. So when we first started working together, I was employed really as a singer, and we kind of grew together and formed a songwriting partnership over the first 3 albums, and then by the time the 3rd album came out, it was kind of a 50-50 thing, and it was funny because as we came together as songwriters, we started working separately in the studio, because Vince likes to spend a long time on the music, and the same with the vocals, and I mean, we usually end up wearing the producer out, because it's kind of like I do the night shift and Vince does the day shift. But as far as writing the songs and recording the songs, it's definitely more enjoyable and easier than it used to be.
I mean, we wrote more songs for this album than we needed, so we had songs to choose from, and I think we've chosen the best ones. And personally, I'd hate for us to even start contemplating that there's a weak track on the album, because I don't think there is. I think they're all good songs, good melodies.
Well, I think our joint favourite is Alien, which I think is going to be the follow-up single, and I think it's just one of those kind of like beautiful Erasure songs, like similar to Always or Ship of Fools or something. And it was one where, well, I had a few problems with the lyrics, but the chorus lyric wrote itself really.
I think it's a lot harder, the sound, a lot more atmospheric. It was done, the initial recording was just done with acoustic guitar and stylophone, which we kind of manipulated and fucked around with. And then Flood got involved and started really screwing the sounds up. So it's got a lot of, it's more severe sounding, but at the same time it's still Erasure songs underneath.
I think whenever we record an album as well, it's always, when it comes to choosing singles from the album, it's always a really hard job. We don't know which ones to pick, because you kind of you think oh, what's a good track, and then you pick the track, and then you have to go and promote the track, and then you can't get too close to it either, because you can get hurt by it.
We're very close. I mean, we're totally. We get closer and closer all the time. Obviously, it's that's why the working relationship is so good, and that's why when it comes to writing songs, it's so easy. Because neither of us gets precious about ideas. We kind of both have an idea of what's a crap melody, so we can chuck it out easy enough without upsetting the other person's feelings. And we don't see each other socially a lot when we're not working. But when we're working, then we're kind of like, bro, yo.
Once we've recorded some material together, our relationship gets forged together, because then you know that now you've got to do all this stuff, you've got all these people, and you have to convince these people in Germany and Sweden and America that your album's worth putting out, and all those kind of things. And Vince is the most diplomatic person. He really is.
I did 2 film scores between the last album and this. It's entitled Blood, which is kind of a low budget, horrific horror film. That was an English film, and then I did an American movie called The Bullfighter, which is like a romantic thriller. And hopefully, I know they're both going to be released next year. After 2 movies, I was glad to get back to working with Andy. So I mean, we do have absolute freedom in what we do. Mute Record are very supportive, and you know, it's the film stuff. I mean, it's weird because you have to accept the director's ideas, because obviously it's his baby, you know, and if he's been trying to find money for it for 2 years and all the rest of it, he knows exactly what he wants to hear on the track. I mean, the Blood film, the first film, Blood, was all done with, that was kind of done with real sounds. That was making music out of the sounds from the film, you know, like the sound of needles and skin being cut, stuff like that, you know. I'm out there sort of stabbing cabbages and things, you know, in the studio.
He phoned me up one night because he got really scared when he was doing the sounds. I said, "What are you doing?" He said, "Well," he said, "I've been chopping onions and I made myself cry, and, he said, and I've been playing it back on high speed." I said, "Well, don't stop doing it."
I built a shed in my garden, and then I bought some space on the internet from Switzerland, and did an internet show called The Shed Show, which broadcasted from 8 till 12 on New Year's Eve. And I showed 5 short films. There was a live cam in the quick cam in the shed with me, and there was like a chat line as well you could dial into. And I drank heavily, and then at 12 o'clock I hit one of the buttons on the computer, and the screen went blank, and it said fatal error 001249. That's what's up there now. So I got all these emails the next day saying, "Oh, you dead?"
I shall be doing a solo album in 2001, and hopefully start recording in February. This is going to be an album of songs that I've always wanted to record from when I was like 11 years upwards, and they belong to my parents, the records, and I sort of discovered them they're mostly by Phil Spector. So I thought I'd concentrate it and do only Phil Spector songs, and they're all will be kind of gay love songs, because they're all to men, most of them, and they're really slushy. And I sort of got the idea in my head that I'll go to Nashville for some reason and do like Andy Goes to Nashville instead of Dusty Goes to Springfield. You know, no, Memphis. Yeah, Dusty Goes to Springfield. Dusty Goes to Memphis. You know, and I thought it'd be quite a good experiment, and it'd be interesting to see how different it is working with guitars, all guitars, as opposed to synthesizers.